Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meeting held in the Council Chambers Civic Centre, 6 Patterson Street, Mundijong, on Monday, the 29th of August, 2024. I'll declare the meeting open at 5:33 p.m. and welcome to all the committee members and staff who are present. I'd like to acknowledge the Noongar people of the Budja, the land that we gather on today. For thousands of years, their connection to country has provided knowledge, guidance, and spirituality and life. We pay our respects to this ongoing connection as well as to their elders past, present, and emerging. I'd like to advise that the meeting is being audio recorded in accordance with council policy. No other visual or audio recording of the meeting by any other means is allowed. Before I go on to agenda item 1 tonight, I'll mention I did have a discussion with the CEO prior to tonight's meeting in regards to the second tranche of local government reforms which are coming through and will impact the Audit, Risk and Governance Committee, of which we have advised that a report will come back to the next meeting of the ARG. On to agenda item number 1, attendance and apologies. We have apologies from external member, Mrs. Newby and Mr. Corelli. And we also have the Director of Corporate Services is away. And thank you to Claire, who is sitting in place today. Agenda item 2 is public questions, of which I have received now.
None received, Mr. Presiding Member.
And that we can move on to agenda item 3 in deputations, which I have received nil. Agenda item 4, declaration of committee members and officers' interest, of which there are nil. Agenda item 5 is receipt of minutes or reports and consideration of adoption of recommendations from committee meetings held since the previous council meeting. 5.1 minutes of the previous Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meetings. 5.1.1 Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meeting from the 27th of May 2024. Do I have anyone to move the motion? Councillor Duggan. Do I have a seconder? I'm happy to second it. Is anybody opposed? Motion is carried unanimously. Brings us to agenda item 6, reports for consideration. 6.1, Strategic Risk Register Quarterly Review Report. Do I have any questions related to the report?
Mr. Presiding Member, just a question more to the point about conflict of interest, and I might seek the CEO's guidance. Just with the Oakford Bushfire Brigade now being added to the Strategic Risk Register, would it be advisable to declare an interest in this item?
I would think if you think there's an interest and you think there's a potential for interest, it's always best to declare. So I think if you are of that mind, then I'd encourage you to declare impartiality interest.
Yep. Thanks for that. In item 6.1, I'll declare an impartiality interest on the basis that I'm a member of the Oakford Bushfire Brigade and the fire station has been added to the risk register.
Thank you, Councillor Bishop. That is noted, and we'll fill out the relevant paperwork. Beautiful. And again, I'll ask, does anyone have any questions with regards to the risk register or the one with the updated amendments? That being said, I do have a couple of questions. I had one regarding it's risk number 7, just with regards to the recent council motion. Risk number 7 talks about the ongoing implementation of FOGO and obviously it's still showing as in progress. Will that be transferred over to putting in the report to offering offsets for home composting?
Certainly, I can answer that question unless someone else wants to jump in and answer, but I can answer to say that we would update that at the next Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meeting about what that management of that action is. Yeah, good pickup.
Thank you. No, and that was all I had. So if there are no further questions, do I have anyone that is happy to move a motion to accept the reports? President Coles, is that the
officer's
the officer's recommendation is written? Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Jarrett. Is anybody opposed? That being the case, motion is carried unanimously. Takes us to agenda item 7, motions which notice has been given, which there is nil. Agenda item 8, urgent business, which there is nil. Agenda item 9 is the closure, and there being no further business today, I can declare the meeting closed at 5:40 p.m. Thank you all for your attendance.